let's go ahead and let's see what actually happened with this Final Fantasy drama, okay? Apparently, there's been a big situation with an add-on developer taking problems into their own hands.
Hey guys, it's me, Kogon, and today I'm going to talk about the G-Shade incident that happened. I don't know if I want to call it drama. This kind of scares me when it comes to somebody who, obviously has a computer and uses tools. And when a
Yeah,
tool is
I
able
have a
to
computer
use
too.
privileges on your computer and able to do certain things that you did not tell to do, that is scary. We're going to go into the whole G-Shade incident today, and if you're listening to me talk right now, I highly, highly recommend you uninstall G-Shade as soon as possible, because what I'm about to tell you may scare you. It scared me. So let's talk about what exactly is G-Shade. So if you're pretty much unfamiliar with G-Shade is essentially a tool that allows you to make it so you put shaders into your game and make it look better. So think,
Sure.
Skyrim mods, EMB, injector type stuff. And G-Shade's one of the most popular tools.
As you can see, that's what it's really used for right there. Okay, guys? It's not for Skyrim. It's not for, beautiful landscapes. That's what it's there for.
Out there. Now, a tool that was, I guess, beloved by the community for the most part is suddenly under fire, and it is not looking hot because of what I'm about to tell you right now. And before we get into that, some people may argue of is it okay to use shaders? I did find this post way back in 2013 talking about is it okay to put, EMB injectors, shaders into 14. And pretty much what I found from this post was like an employee who at the time, I'm going to say Robert because his name I cannot say. I'm sorry, Robert. But essentially, he said here that we won't do anything to basically restrict you guys from using that tool, and we don't really think that it really violates our agreement, but pretty much just use it at your own risk, essentially. In a way, he's kind of saying shaders and EMB injectors are okay to use, but this is back in 2013, so
Yeah, it was literally 10 years ago.
things have changed since then, and hey, look, that's a day before my birthday. But who knows if these tools are okay to use, and a lot of people are pretty much using this kind of thing to pretty much defend, like, it's okay to use shaders. Before I get into the whole entire G-Shade thing, I want to point out right now that this is some of the things that G-Shaded was doing that wasn't really cool. It was really obnoxious, and essentially, a few days ago, people were discovering that, hey, you would get this obnoxious message if you didn't do things correctly, and it affected gameplay. Imagine playing 14, and one of the updates for G-Shade pretty much has a...
Wait, it actually puts that on the screen? I just thought that was a Photoshop. What the fuck?
annoying message as you're playing the game, and it had like 1,000 likes. Wow, like a lot of people saw this entire thing. And pretty much if you see this pop up, it's really obnoxious and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So prior to what's happening today, people were not happy with G-Shade with their updates, and they're just like, what the hell's going on over there? And today it got worse. Right here, Perchbird found out that if you try to install, G-Shade under certain conditions, it can actually restart your entire computer without your permission. Yeah, just like that. So without your permission, it can restart your entire system, and that is frightening because what else can this thing do if you pretty much didn't give it permission to do so? So what's happening right here is
where do you download this? Like what platform do you download this from? GitHub? Yeah, they took it down. It's like, I think at a certain point, this is a very rare circumstance, but like if somebody is using code and they're saying it's for one thing and then they're making it shut down your PC, I think that this is like terminate with extreme prejudice situation. Like, get rid of this person, permanent blacklist, never coming off the blacklist, you're done, and that's it.
D's Shade, which is pretty much, I think, created by Perch, just to kind of do an example of this. But basically, it's trying to build off of G-Shade and basically try to install it. But I guess because G-Shade isn't detecting D's Shade.
Because the thing is, like, I don't understand, like, what GitHub, like, what their upload policy is. But my assumption is that with a lot of these different websites, you agree that the program that you're uploading to GitHub is not in some way malicious. It's not going to do something that it's not advertised for. Now, I could be wrong about this because I've never really done any of this stuff before, but it seems like that's the case. I could be wrong, though. And if that is the case, and if there is any accountability that they can enforce on this person for clearly breaking that agreement, nope, it's free for all. If it's free for all, then it is what it is. But if it's not, I think they should absolutely take accountability with this, because it will damage the entire website. Because the moment that you have one of these programs that's malicious, it will completely make everybody distrust the entire website. Because nobody wants to take a risk with their PC just because of some bullshit.
It's doing the reset, and this is not cool because pretty much imagine a program able to restart your computer or even do worse. The creator of G-Shade, Mara, pretty much came out and said, yeah, I put that in there because of another person's program. So going over it, there's like a whole message, but pretty much, so what's going on here is that Mara, who is pretty much like a developer for G-Shade, came out and admitted to, yeah, we put this in here because this will trigger when G-Shade installer detects anything that is like basically not a part of G-Shade, or like a third-party tool, essentially. And he pretty much said that this is a lesson to you, Knight, that, you know, we could have put anything else in that payload, but we chose to make it restart somebody's computer. And essentially, anybody who's using your tool in conjunction with ours, you're responsible for making this whole entire restart thing trigger, or any other payload that we put in there. Not only that, but in the last paragraph, he says, I chose a restart specifically because I wanted something that was still completely harmless, but slightly more noticeable than a quick process kill. This is very concerning, because this is Marat pretty much saying, hey, I could have put anything else inside there.
This is just some Batman shit. Like, this is some, I'll do it myself. But it's not for anything that's important. It's for mods in a video game that this person personally disagrees with.
And pretty much mess somebody's computer up, and it would have been all your fault, Knight. This is scary, because I don't know about you guys, but I am not a big fan of anybody ever doing anything on my computer without my permission.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think that this person, like, if there are any consequences that people can seek, I think that they should seek them with extreme prejudice. Absolutely. Because if you don't do it, then more people will think this is okay. You have to make an example out of somebody like this.
Because a lot of people are obviously taking notice, and they're saying, like, pretty much, hey, like, we could have put anything inside there, but, you know, putting a restart, that'll teach you a lesson tonight. And that is really scary, because obviously you shouldn't have any program that does that without your permission, because, you know, we want to use programs on our computer and have the idea that they're not doing anything malicious behind our backs and without our permission.
Yeah.
So this is a message from a developer who pretty much pointed out how, like, it's really dangerous how a program is using administrative privileges to perform installations, and that's not something that, you know, users should be able to let, you know, people do freely. They pointed out how pretty much, like, how they've been doing this for a living for years, and this is very concerning, and to anyone who's using G-Shade right now, find an alternative immediately, because this is not acceptable behavior.
Yeah,
so why is this all happening? Well, essentially, Marat is, you know, developer of G-Shade. He's basically not happy with a user called Not Knight, and how they're essentially using a tool and creating a tool they are not happy with at G-Shade. So Not Knight created G's Shade, which is a really funny name. I like that. Essentially, what it allows you to do is set up Reshade, a pretty much alternative to G-Shade, but allowing you to put the G-Shade presets into Reshade. So basically, you're taking some assets from G-Shade and using it in the rival alternative program. They don't like this. G-Shade's not a big fan of that, because obviously they want you to use G-Shade, not another program. So they're not.
So this is some developer war. And this person has thought that they have the authority to shut down your PC if you have the audacity to use another program that's not their own. Yeah, it's a dev ego war. This is nuts.
Happy with that. And that led to the whole entire reason as to why this whole entire thing with G-Shade being able to restart your computer, because they just didn't want you to use another person's tool. Yeah. And, you know, going back to the original post, this is scary because G-Shade revealed that they can do more than just restart your computer.
Oh, of course.
And that's scary, because you shouldn't allow a program to do that unless you want it to do that. And the fact that they can do worse is very concerning. So the fact that G-Shade came out here and is like, yeah, we can do this, that's not the play you want to do. And in fact, going back to the...
Yeah, it's actually, like, really kind of surprising whenever you think about how ethical a lot of these mods have been. Think about, like, we really don't hear about this very often. I'm sure it happens, but it's very infrequent. I think that's impressive. Like, assholes like this don't happen that often. It's a good thing.
original message here. This is funny because this is towards Knight, right? And Knight even had to say, I hate to tell you this, but including malware in your code and saying I was the one triggering it is not the big brain play you think it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, not Knight is a gangster, dude. I think that's really funny that they said that. If you're wondering what the response is, I think literally a few hours later, Mara came out to say that, like, hey guys, my B.
Yeah.
We removed that function. You won't restart your computer, and going forward, you know, we won't do this shit ever again, essentially. I think it's too late. Personally, I think it's way too late. I think that the fact...
Oh, yeah. The moment that they take accountability for it and they say that it wasn't just a bug, but it was intentional, and they did it like they decided to do this. Yeah, it's done.
That you're able to reveal that, yeah, we could do this to anyone's computer and we can do worse is very frightening. And I don't like that. So the fact that you guys are coming out and apologizing, it's too late because you revealed your hand and what you can do.
Yeah.
And I am just like, yo.
Nobody's ever going to use this again.
No, this is a big yikes. It's a big yikes for G-Shade community. And that's where we are right now. So basically, G-Shade has issued like this pretty much an apology for pretty much what happened. And going forward, they're like, hey, we won't do this ever again, but I think they already betrayed the trust of everybody. And it's so funny, in fact, that other people have made their own tools right here, where pretty much this person created a tool to allow you to essentially unhook G-Shade, copy its shaders, and then rehook it to Reshade instead.
Great.
So
sounds good to me.
People are not happy with G-Shade, and for all the right reasons, and I agree. So essentially, that is the G-Shade incident, and pretty much the whole entire situation.
Very
summed
good idea.
Up to this moment right now.
Reshade, yes,
if you choose
exactly.
to continue using it, just know what you're getting yourself into. People are using G-Shade for the longest time, and like the fact that this happened today, that is not good. And I would say going forward, I don't know what G-Shade can do to pretty much build reputation and trust again, but good luck to them. Because for anybody out there, find alternatives. I highly recommend that. And I would have to say that is the end of today's story. I got nothing to say other than this is like a huge PR mess for G-Shade. But yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today, and I hope you guys have a good one. And I will see you guys, hopefully not on the restart side of G-Shade taking over your computer. Anyways, have a good one, guys. I'll see you guys later.
So, wow, that's pretty fucking crazy. I don't want to install it. Yeah, they need to rebrand. I hope somebody, you know, whether it's like GitHub or like Square Enix or somebody like tries to pursue legal action against these people, because like this is actually like they're installing malware onto your computer and then holding your computer hostage and restarting it randomly because you're uploading or using something that they don't want you to use. It's like they just don't have they don't have the right to do that, and I can't imagine something like this being completely legal. GitHub is a dev project source. Yeah, I'm not sure. Lucy Pyre video. Oh, yeah, I did say I was going to watch that, and I never did. Yeah, we'll watch that. Let me see if I can find it here. It should be in my watch later, right? Let me link you guys the video again. Kugan does Final Fantasy content, so if you like that, you can follow him.